Hello everyone, I'm Prerna Juneja from University of Washington. In this presentation, I'll present our paper where we conducted a post-hoc crowdsourced audit of election misinformation on YouTube. After the US presidential elections in 2020, YouTube came under fire for surfacing election-related misinformation in its searches and recommendations. In response to this criticism, YouTube introduced content policies to remove videos spreading election-related falsehoods and claimed that misinformative videos would not prominently surface or get recommended on the platform. However, before the US midterm 2022 elections, there were reports saying that YouTube has misinformation blind spots and that its algorithms still surface election-related misinformation. So in the study, our goal was to determine how effectively YouTube implemented its content moderation policies against election misinformation. And we did so by conducting a post-hoc crowdsourced audit experiment on the platform. It is a post-hoc audit since we are investigating the platform for misinformation related to an event that occurred in the past. And it's a crowdsourced audit since we investigate YouTube's algorithms by collecting data from real-world users. So we first recruited 99 users to take part in our audit study. And all these users first filled out a pre-study survey about their beliefs on personalization and trust in YouTube's search results and recommendations. After filling the survey, the users installed a browser extension from the Chrome Web Store, and this extension helped us in collecting users' data. So the extension first collected search results of 88 search queries related to the 2020 US presidential elections, as well as the voter fraud claims surrounding the 2020 elections. So the extension collected search results from both standard window, where the user had signed into their YouTube account, and incognito window. By comparing the search results in both these windows, we could tell the extent to which YouTube personalizes search results. The extension also collected up-next recommendation trails for 45 seed videos that were curated before the audit. 15 supported election misinformation, 15 opposed election misinformation, and 15 were neutral in stance. The extension opened the seed video, so watched it for 2 minutes, then clicked on the up-next recommendation and repeated the steps up to 5 levels. We call the seed video and the 5 levels of up-next recommendations as a recommendation trail, and the extension collected trails from both standard and incognito window. Overall, through the extension, we collected 47,000 unique videos that we annotated using crowdsourced and machine learning techniques. And then we performed analysis on the data. And I'll discuss some key findings of our crowdsourced audit study. So first, I'll discuss the extent of personalization in search results. So when we asked our participants in the pre-study survey how much YouTube personalizes search results, 34.34% users believed that YouTube personalizes search results to a great extent. However, through our audit, we found that YouTube's top search results have little to no personalization. And then when we asked how much YouTube personalizes up-next recommendations, 51.5% of participants believed that YouTube personalizes up-next recommendations to a great extent, which is actually in line with our audit results as well. And then we calculated the amount of misinformation in search results, and we quantify this misinformation using the score that varies from -1 to 1. So a positive score indicates that search results contain videos that support election misinformation. A negative score indicates that search results contain videos that oppose or debunk election misinformation. So if we look at the distribution of scores, we find that misinformation scores are mostly negative, indicating that YouTube presents more debunking or opposing videos in the search results. Another interesting thing about this graph is that it's a bimodal distribution consisting of 2 clusters of search queries. So cluster 1 consists of search queries about voter fraud, such as voter fraud evidence, while cluster 2 consists of generic search queries about 2020 elections, such as presidential election 2020. So if we see the graph, we'll find that cluster 1 search queries have more negative bias, indicating that YouTube pays more attention to search queries about election fraud. Next, we calculated the bias in the up-next 12 recommendations, and we find that when users watch videos that promote election misinformation, YouTube lead users to some more promoting videos in the recommendation trail. However, if users watch neutral or opposing videos, YouTube shows more opposing videos in the recommendation trail. So these were the results of the audit study. But when we asked participants in the pre-study survey about how much they trust the information presented to them by YouTube, we found that 19.2% users trust the credibility of search results to a great extent, while 14.1% users trust the credibility of UpNext recommendations to a great extent. And this belief is problematic and indicates reliance on the platform's algorithms to show credible information. In reality, while we find the majority of YouTube search results to be credible, UpNext recommendations still contain misinformative videos. So overall, then what's the takeaway of this project? So first, we found that YouTube is largely successful in enacting its election misinformation policies, specifically in search results, and it's paying specific attention to queries about voter fraud. However, misinformation still exists in the UpNext recommendation trails. Also, through our audit study combined with the survey results, we find some mismatch in participants' beliefs and the algorithmic reality, indicating users' lack of algorithmic awareness. So this brings us to the end of our talk. Thank you very much for listening. Please reach out to us if you have any questions about our study.